Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. With the recent announcement of Season 1 Reloaded and obviously the update dropping a few days back, we got a direct confirmation of what to expect throughout the remainder of Season 1 and Season 1 Reloaded here in the final few weeks before Season 2 drops. Now, basically, on a weekly basis here for the remainder of the season, we're going to be seeing multiple different updates drop. Obviously, every single week for the entire season, we still have the weekly challenges dropping with all the rewards there, usually aftermarket parts. That'll be the bulk of the Season 1 Reloaded and beyond content there. We also have several event updates coming as well, and this has been a big talking point in Call of Duty this year with the events coming off of Black Ops 6, which was extremely lackluster for the events, coming off of MW3, which was absolutely fantastic and utterly phenomenal for the events. It's been a big discussion over the years of, hey, we need more of these. The rewards need to be valuable, they need to be good, and the events need to be enticing and engaging. And unfortunately, it does seem like for at least the remainder of Season 1 here, Call of Duty is kind of doubling down on some questionable decisions, specifically when it comes to the events. So let's take a look here at the Call of Duty blog that was announcing Season 1 Reloaded. And the event details here basically explain what's going to be happening for the remainder of this entire season. So we won't see new surprise events or events that we don't have details on all the way until Season 2 in early February. Currently, the one that's ongoing is obviously the Fallout event. We have this whole event pass, and this in and of itself is an interesting way to go about it, because this is essentially buying a store bundle as far as the content goes, although it's way more value than a store bundle, which only, sometimes has one or two blueprints and a skin and a charm. This has a bunch of different skins and a bunch of charms. It's got the free path and the bonus path or the premium path, right? But with this, you're having to spend COD points like it's a store bundle, but then you have to work or pay more COD points to actually get the content. You have to go through and play the game and earn XP to actually get the content, even if you buy the premium version, or you have to buy the tiers basically like in the battle pass to skip past and just instantly unlock the content. This has been a controversial thing ever since we saw the premium event passes introduced, and they're doubling down on this, for instance, outright. I just think it's weird that you have to pay for the premium track, but then you still have to work to get the content. It's a little bit backwards in my opinion, but simply this being an XP event, especially for something as big as the Fallout crossover, feels a little lackluster. It's not going to be, something that highlights the cool crossover components of this with the different modes in multiplayer with the ghouls and playing on, Vault Tech, Nuketown and everything like that. You don't really get any extra benefit for playing those modes other than the base XP that goes towards this event. You don't get anything specific for doing the in-game events in-game where you have to go through and experience the crossover stuff there. Same deal with like the rad LTM in Zombies. There's no real incentive to check out the content beyond the pass outside of just playing the game naturally as is. So to me, that seems like a bit of a misstep here. But that's not the only questionable event update that we're getting here for the remainder of the season. As we can go through and read with their blog here, they detail what's coming up. Next, we've got the Quantum Exchange. This will be available in endgame, multiplayer, zombies, and Warzone. It's going to actually offer us the Hawker HX sniper rifle, so our final new weapon for the season is going to be a part of this event. They say, be the best bounty hunter in the post-apocalypse. Collect bottle caps across all modes as a part of this event. Unlock the new Hawker HX sniper rifle, and then also the Nuka Assault SMG blueprint, a special calling card, a Nuka Lunch charm, the capped weapon reticle, above all loading screen, and always one more finishing move, and more. This event is a collection-based event. We got to collect bottle caps. We saw this a couple of times throughout BO6 and a couple of times already here in Black Ops 7 as well. And again, it's been met with feedback from the community saying this is kind of a monotonous event because it doesn't really matter what mode you're playing. It's good that you can complete this in any mode that you are playing. If you're a zombies fan, you can do it there. If you're a multiplayer fan, you can do it there. Doesn't matter, right? That's good. Should be a global event always. However, it's just a collection event. So again, the way that you play, you're not really doing anything extra. It's a little bit tedious. Oh, I got this kill, I got to go collect the bottle cap. Oh, I did this, I have to go collect the bottle cap. Now you got to go out of your way to do that, but it's not really enhancing the gameplay experience in any specific way. You're not really having to do anything special for this event outside of going and picking something up in game, which just is not all that exciting when we've seen a similar concept spammed time and again. Whereas if it were unique challenges for this, hey, on Nuketown, shoot X amount of dummies in a game. That'd be something interesting to do. Or, in the end game, experience this event, or, you know, explore the radiation zones, whatever the case is, right? Just doing something a little bit different. I've always been of the opinion that the direct challenge events just make gameplay feel a little bit more rewarding and unique when we do see so many events drop. Then we get to the next event, the final one of this season, which is a global leaderboard event, Baron of the Wasteland, available in endgame, multiplayer, zombies, and Warzone. So I think this might be our first global leaderboard event, because we had one for zombies only, we had one for multiplayer only. This one's all modes, but it's another leaderboard event. And well, I've got my opinions about the XP events and the collection events. Those also have players who are just fine with it. It is just playing the game. It's straightforward. You can get some rewards for basically just naturally playing the game, and that's fine. The leaderboard event is by far what's had the most feedback about it, in a predominantly negative way, however, because with these leaderboard events, they turn into a chore. Because if you play early on and you jump into a match of multiplayer on the first day this event is live, well, now if you want to finish in those top event spots, you're going to have to play basically every single day until the event ends, or you're going to lose your spot on the leaderboard and you're going to lose your content because of that. So even if you play an ample amount, if someone has more free time than you can lose out on rewards, which just seems very backwards. It's turning it into, hey, you have to play every day to keep your spot or you're not going to get the rewards. Changing this to a community challenge where you can contribute a little bit if you don't have a ton of time to play and still get the rewards, that's great. Or you can get the XP and still get the rewards, that's great. You don't have to be great at the game to even, you know, get the stuff that's in the event. However, with this, you have to be good, you have to consistently play, and it turns it into a chore, or you have to avoid playing. You have to wait until the last day before the event ends, and then you can finally play, so you get into a leaderboard with players who also are not really playing the game at all, and you can kind of cheese it that way. Now, luckily, this one is just offering weapon camos and some calling cards, so it's not the most important content in the world. It's not like you're missing out on a full new weapon or something. But maybe you really like the weapon camo, but you're not going to have time to play that week. You only get a day or two to play. You end up as first on your leaderboard, but then you miss the next 3 days. You got to go back to work or school, or you're going on vacation or whatever, right? Your internet gets knocked out. You never know. Now, you'll lose your spot on the leaderboard because you couldn't log on for 2 or 3 days, and now you don't get any content there. That just seems like a weird way to promote new content in a game where only a select few can get it, and you got to be really committed to it for a community event, right? Or for a leaderboard event, something straightforward like this. And that was the sentiment around all those early leaderboard events that we had in game, was like, hey, this isn't the way to do events. Do community stuff, do challenge stuff so that people can complete it on their own time and not be stressed to play the game in certain situations. And now they've doubled down on it, while also doubling down on basically avoiding the best type of events here. And I like the fact that we're getting them. I hope they continue to do these basically on a weekly or bi-weekly basis. The actual event content itself is great. They're doing a really good job on that, but the way that they're adding it to the game, the criteria to actually get the event content, is where they're doubling down in some pretty questionable areas, and I hope it's something that they do consider moving into season 2 here. Obviously, a lot of the season 1 stuff has been planned for quite some time, and so when we get the feedback of those early season 1 events, hey, the leaderboard ones aren't really going that great, maybe they don't have a ton of time to respond to that stuff and change the late season 1 content, but it's stuff that we can see altered for season 2 reloaded, and beyond. So that's sort of the main purpose here. Again, pushing feedback out into the you know, broader community here. If you guys agree with the points that I'm bringing up here, you want to help get more eyes on the subject here, do me a favor, drop a like. It's a great way to share the video around. And if you're new to the channel, you want to stay up to date with everything going on in COD, no better place than right here. So feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy. Have an awesome rest of your day. I'll catch you later. Peace out.